Yes, must start.
Shall I start, ma'am?
Yes, ma.
To acquire knowledge, one must study, but to acquire wisdom, one must observe. Esteemed guests and faculties present here. The Department of Accounting and Finance at SRM University of Science and Technology Ramapuram is pleased to present a comprehensive National Week 3-week research methodology course. This course is meticulously designed to provide participants with essential knowledge and skills in research techniques, empowering them to conduct high quality academic and industrial oriented research. The program targets academicians, research scholars, professionals, and students who aspires to enhance their research capabilities in the field of finance, accounting, and allied disciplines. Let's commence this sessions with Tamil Thai Valtu. I request everyone present here to switch off their cameras and microphones.
நீராறும் கடலுடுத்த நிலமடந்தை எழிலொழுகும் சீராரும் மதனமென நிகழ்வலன கணமும் அதில் சிறந்த திராவிடனும் திருநாடும் கசிறு பிறை முதலும் தரித்தனதும் திலகமுமே அத்திலக வாசனை போல் அனைத்துலகும் இன்பமுற எத்திசையும் புகழ் மணக்க இருந்த பெரும் தமிழனங்கே தமிழனங்கே உன் சீரிழமை நிரம்பிய செயல்பரந்து வாழ்ந்ததுமே வாழ்ந்ததுமே வாழ்ந்ததுமே.
Thank you, ma'am, and thank you, sir. Now I request Ms. Asisha Rahmania of 3A from A&F department to present the welcome address.
To you all. In this occasion, I'm delighted to extend a cordial welcome to our resource person, Dr. T. Selvakumar, Assistant Professor in Department of Commerce of Crescent Institute of Science and Technology. Your sophistication and expertise on the research aspect piques our interest towards the session, sir. In absentia, I would like to extend my welcome and gratitude to our HOD, Dr. Chitra Srinivasan ma'am, VP Academics sir, Admin sir, and Dean sir for their continual support and encouragement to organize this 3-week national level research methodology course. Continuous learning is the minimum requirement for success in any field. Once again, I warmly welcome each and every one of you present here today. Your presence and commitment are truly appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you, Asisha. Now I request Dr. Alamilu ma'am to introduce the guest of the session.
Okay, good evening, one and all present here. It gives me immense pleasure in introducing today's resource person for our 3 weeks research methodology course, Dr. T. Selvakumar sir. He is an assistant professor of commerce at B.S. Abdur Rahman Crescent Institute of Science and Technology, Vandalur. He holds an MCom and MPhil from Bharatidasan University, Trichy, an MBA from the University of Madras, and a PhD from Manon Manian Sundaranar University. Since 2005, Dr. Selvakumar has been actively involved in um, the teaching field. He has also served as a research supervisor at the University of Madras, Chennai. and is a qualified TN set awardee. Dr. Selvakumar has participated in over 25 national and international seminars, workshops, and training programs. He has published around 20 research articles in various national and international journals and has played a key role in organizing seminars, conferences, and workshops at his institution. Dr. Selvakumar has published 3 textbooks in the commerce discipline. He has been a resource person of 10 FDPs at 5 national and international conferences. Thank you once again, sir, for accepting our invite. Now you can take over, sir, Selvakumar, sir. Ah,
Among the different methods of research, today we are going to discuss quantitative and quantitative research. So, first one, we are going to discuss briefly qualitative. What is going to be quantitative research? So, how we are going to classify the research method, the types of quantitative research, the methods of the quantitative research, and how we are going to frame the qualitative research design, the qualitative research design, how we are going to process the publication. These are all we are going to discuss in today's session. From up to slide.
The meaning of qualitative research. Qualitative research is the process of naturalistic inquiry that seeks an in-depth of the understanding of social phenomena within their natural settings. It focuses on the what and why. So in the qualitative research, we have to ask frequently the questions words of why and what. The direct experience of human being as a meaning making agents in their everyday lives. Then the logical and statistical procedures, the qualitative researchers use a multiple system of inquiry for the study of human phenomena, including biography, case study, historical analysis, discourse analysis, ethnography, grounded theory, and phenomenology. The qualitative research method that focus on obtaining data through open-ended and conversational communication. So the conventional communication means just now we have discussed the two things. That frequently we are asked the question for then what where. So why we want to frequently ask the what where means the method about what people think and why they think so. For example, consider the convenience store looking to improve its patronage. A systematic observation concludes that more men are visiting in the store. One good method to determine why women were not visiting the stores in conducting an in-depth interview method with a potential customers. Then why? What is the reason the women's not visited in the stores? So because of the women's related of materials, the women's expected materials not available in the store. So the women's not visiting frequently in the stores. We understand. So we want to frame the questionnaire based or some anyone material based they given the suggestion to the stores. Then after a successful interviewing a female customers and visiting nearby stores and small, then the researchers selected a participants through a random sampling. As a result, it was discovered that the store did not have enough items of women. Then the favorable of women were visiting the store, which was understood only by a personally interacting with them and understanding why they did not visit the store because there were more male product than female ones. Then we are analyzed the based on the quality. It is a qualitative research. Then next one we are going to discuss the qualitative research the methods. The qualitative research methods, first one we are going to discuss subjectivity. Second one, contextualization. Third one, flexibility. Fourth one, richness and depth. Fifth one, interpretation and meaning making. Another one for inductive reasoning. Last one, the naturalistic setting. The first one for the subjectivity. Qualitative research acknowledges the subjective nature of human experiences and perceptions. It recognizes that individuals interpret and construct a meaning based on their unique perspectives, the cultural backgrounds, and the social context. As a researcher, we are using qualitative methods aimed to capture this subjectivity by engaging in detailed quality observations, interviews, and analyses that capture the nuances and the complexities of human behavior. The first one is subjectivity. Second one, then contextualization. The qualitative research places a strong emphasis on the context in which social phenomena occur. Then the contextualization seeks to understand the interconnectedness between individuals and their environment and their broader social structure that shape their experiences. The researcher delve into the specific setting and circumstances that influence the behavior and attitude of participants, aiming to unravel of intricate relationship between a different variable we are going to utilize in contextualization. Third one for a flexibility, a qualitative research is characterized by its flexibility and adaptability. The researchers have a freedom to modify the research design and the methods during the course of the study based on emerging insights and new directions. These flexibilities allow for a initiatives of exploratory research, enabling researcher to delve deeper into the subject matter and capture unexpected findings. The researcher have to a freedom to act modifying the research design not only for a qualitative research. In case of quantitative research, any other research method, we are going to use our research purpose. The research design should be a modified one. Then fourth one we are going to discuss for the richness and the depth. Then the richness and the depth means then the one of the key strength of qualitative research is its ability to generate a rich and in-depth data through the methods such as interviews, focus groups, and participant observation. A researcher can gather detailed narratives and descriptions that go beyond surface level information. So this in-depth of the data enables a comprehensive understanding of the research topic, including the underlying motivation, emotions, and the social dynamics at play for a richness and depth. Then, in case of the interpretation and meaning making, so qualitative research recognizes that meaning is not fixed but constructed through a social interactions and interpretations. Researchers researchers engage in a process for the interpretation and meaning making to make a sense of the data collected. This interpretive approach allows researchers to explore multiple perspectives, the cultural influences, and the social constructions that shape participants' experiences and behavior. Very, very important for at the time of the qualitative research, the interpretation and meaning making. Then another one we are going to discuss inductive reasoning. The inductive reasoning means the qualitative research often employs an inductive reasoning approach instead of starting with preconceived hypotheses or theses. In case of we are going to do that or we are going to frame any one hypothesis or theories, the researcher allows a patterns and themes to emerge from the data. They engage in iterative cycle of data collection and analysis to develop theories or conceptual framework grounded in the empirical evidence gathered. This inductive process allows for new insights and discoveries that may challenge existing theories or offer alternative explanations. Finally, the naturalistic settings. The naturalistic settings, the qualitative research frequently takes place in naturalistic settings where participants are observed and studied in their everyday environments. These settings enhances the ecological validity of the research, as it allows a researcher to capture authentic behavior, interactions, and experiences. By observing individuals in their natural context, the researchers can gain a deeper understanding of how social phenomena unfold in a real world situation. These are all for the basic consideration of qualitative research. Then, next one we are going to discuss the 5 key types of qualitative research. Then, first one for the phenomenology, second one case study, third one grounded theory, fourth one ethnography, last one narrative research. The first one, the phenomenology, means it's a type of research focuses on understanding the essence of meaning of a particular phenomena or experiences as perceived by individual who have lived through it. It seeks to capture the subjective experiences and a perspectives of participants very important. So we have to determine for the phenomenology very important as a researcher should be focused on understanding the good essence of a phenomena or experience. Then next one for ethnography. The ethnography research means it involves immersing oneself in a specific cultural or social group to observe and understand its practices, customs, beliefs, and values. Researchers spend extended period of time within the community to gain a holistic view of its way of life. Say ethnography. The grounded theory. The grounded theory aims to generate new theories or conceptual framework based on the analysis of data collected from interviews, observations, or documents. It involves a systematically coding and categorizing data to identify patterns and develop theoretical explanation. The fourth one for the case study. The in case of study, the researcher conduct an in-depth examinations of a single individual, group, or event to gain a detailed understanding of the subject of the study. This approach allows for a rich contextual information and can be particularly useful in exploring complex and unique cases. Then last one for the narrative research. The narrative research focuses on analyzing the stories and the personal narrative of individual to gain insights into their experiences, identities, and sense making processes. It emphasizes the power of storytelling in constructing a meaning of a narrative research. So the qualitative research, the mainly we are going to conduct for the phenomenology, case study, grounded theory, ethnography, narrative research. Then in case of our people, we are going to do that means we are going to take for the grounded theory. As a commerce people, we are going to take for a grounded theory. We are going to conduct the observer interviews. Sometimes we are going to participate for the observation method. In case we are going to collect the document the related with our research work, the grounded theory. The people selecting the qualitative research based on the needs and requirements. Then next one we are going to discuss qualitative research method. So the qualitative research methods we are going to use for four techniques. The top four techniques we are going to using. Then one for in-depth interview, second one observational research, third one focus groups, fourth one case study. First one for in-depth interviews. So the method of data collection we know very well. So among the method of data collection, the in-depth interview is one of the method. The one of the most widely used the qualitative research techniques is in-depth interviews. This method involves conducting one-on-one interviews with the participants to gather rich, detailed information about their experiences, the perspectives, and opinions. In-depth interviews allow researchers to explore a participant's thoughts, emotions, and motivation, powering deep insights into their behavior and decision-making processes. The flexibility of this method allows for the exploration of individual experiences in great detail, making it particularly suitable for a sensitive topic or a complex phenomena. Through a careful probing and open-ended questioning, the researcher can develop a comprehensive understanding of the participants' the world views, uncovering hidden patterns and generating a new hypothesis for through the in-depth in the reviews. The second one for observational research. Then observational research involves systematically observing and documenting participants' behavior and interactions within their natural environments. This method provides researchers with a direct window into a real life context, allowing for a comprehensive understanding of social interaction, cultural practices, and behavioral patterns. Whether conducting through participants' observation or unobtrusive observations, the observational research method eliminate the potential biases associated with self-reporting as participants' actions speak louder than words. The observational research is especially valuable in studying non-verbal communication, the contextual factors, and the complex social systems. It can also provide insight into unarticulated behaviors or experiences that may be difficult to capture through other methods. However, the careful planning, ethical considerations, and the need for the chronology engagement are crucial for conducting a successful observational research. Then the second one, third one for a focuses groups. The focuses group research involve the gathering of a small group of individuals. Example for 6 to 10 members. We are going to conduct the interview, or so we are going to collect the data or information. Then who shared a common characteristics or experiences. This in the focus groups method encourages participants to engage in open discussions facilitated by a skilled moderator. Focus group offer a dynamic environment that allows participants to interact, share their perspectives, and build upon each other ideas. These methods are particularly useful for exploring group dynamics, the collective opinions, and the societal norms. By observing interactions within the group, the researcher can gain valuable insights into how social influences shape individual attitudes and behaviors. Focus groups also allow for the exploration of diverse viewpoints, enabling researchers to identify patterns, then contradictions, and shared experiences are conducted through for a focus groups. Finally, for a case study, just now we have discussed. Then what do you mean the case study? The case study involves the in-depth examination of a specific individual, group, organization, or event. As a researchers collect data through various sources such as interviews, observations, documents, and artifacts to construct a holistic understanding of the case under investigation. These methods allow for an exploration of complex social phenomena in the real life context, uncovering rich, detailed insights that may not be accessible through other methods. Case studies provides an opportunity to examine the unique or rare cases that delve into a historical context and generate context a specific knowledge. The findings from case studies are often highly detailed and context bound, offering rich descriptions and contributing to theory development or refinements. The qualitative research methods offer a range of power tools for exploring a subjective experiences or meaning and interpretation. The in-depth interviews allow for the explorations, the in-depth explorations of individual perspectives, while focus the group with the illuminate group dynamic. The observational research provides a direct view. The observational research provides for a direct view of participant behavior, and a case studies offers for a holistic understanding of specific cases. By leveraging these qualitative methods, the researcher can unveil a deep insights, capture a complex phenomena, and generate the context-specific knowledge for the qualitative research methods. Next one for we are going to discuss the qualitative research design process. Now we are classified the process for 9 steps. The first one for identify the research questions, then second one for determine the research approach, third one develop a research plan, fourth one select participant, fifth one collect data, sixth one analyze data, seventh one interpret findings, eighth one draw conclusions and generate insights, finally a communicate the result. Then identify the research questions. So as a researcher, start by providing a concise and unambiguous statement that outlines then your research questions or objectives, what do you want to explore or understanding through your qualitative research. Ensure that the question is specific, focused, and relevant to your field of study. It is identification of research question. We should be identified. Then, second one for determine a research approach. Select the most appropriate qualitative research approach or design based on your research questions and objectives. Consider the different types of qualitative research design. It may be such a phenomenology, then or a ethnography or a grounded theory, whatever may be. Choose one that align with your research goals. Then third one for develop a research plan. Create a research plan that outlines the steps, procedures, and the timelines for your study. Identify the target populations or participants, the data collection methods, and data analysis techniques you intend to use. The fourth one for the select the participant. The participant selection very important because of the customer selection is not easy. As a researcher determine the criteria for selecting participants who can provide valuable insights related to your research question, because we are prepared the questions for related with your topic, or we have spent more time for the preparation of question, but the responder not given a good response of our question means we are not able to collect the accurate data. They consider the factors such as the demographic, expertise, experiences, or a specific characteristics relevant to your study. Choose a sampling method. Then, example for a purposive sampling or snowball sampling, you should be recruit a participants. Very important. Fifth one for collect data. The conduct data collection using the chosen qualitative methods. This may involve conducting interviews, observations, or focus groups, or document analysis to maintain ethical standards. It is crucial to adhere to ethical guidelines and ensure that participants provide informed consent. They consider audio or video recording to ensure accurate data capture. So we are at the time of interview or observation better. As a researcher, we are going to use audio or video. This is my recommendation. Then analyze data. As a researcher, engage in data analysis to identify patterns, themes, and insights from the collected data. This may involve coding, categorizing, and organizing the data using qualitative analysis software or a manual techniques. Use interactive and a flexible or a process to refine a deepen your analysis. The seventh one we are going to discuss for the interpret findings. The interpret the findings based on the analysis of your data, explore the emerging themes, relationships, and the meanings that have emerged from the data. Consider how the findings related to your research question and the existing literature in your field. Very important for the interpret findings. The eighth one for draw conclusion and generate insights. Then what do you mean by conclusion? We know very well because then we are prepared. We are conducted a study for the then somewhere. So we are written 100 page or 200 page. The all things we are going to interpret a single para or two or three paras. The conclusion. The conclusion must be very very important and the attractive one to the others. The researcher summarize the key findings of your study. So based on the data collection, we are preparing analysis. Based on the analysis, we are prepare the findings. Based on the findings, we are provide suggestions. The based on the findings and the suggestion, we are going to provide the conclusion, the key findings of your study, and draw conclusions based on your interpretation of the data. Reflect on the implications and the significance of your findings of theory, practice, or future research, identifying any limitations or a potential biases on your study. Then finally, the communicate result. The because of we are conducting any kind of the research, it should be a communicate result. You prepare a report or manuscript of communicate your research findings, present your qualitative data, analysis, interpretation, and conclusions in a clear and organizational manner. Consider sharing your findings through presentation, publication, or other appropriate dissemination channels. These are all for the process of the qualitative research design, because any kind of the research we are going to use for the research design, but the qualitative research design we are going to apply your research means you should be follow these are all process. The one for the identify the research question, the second one for determine the research approach, third one develop a research plan, fourth one select a participant, fifth one collect data, sixth one analyze data, seventh one interpret findings, eighth one draw conclusion and generate insights, last one for communicate the result. Communicate result means we are preparing the report, research report. These are all for qualitative research design process. Then next one we are going to discuss the qualitative research design. So in case the previous slide we have discussed the process. So in case of the design, so how we are going to do this? Then the design. Then one for exploratory nature, second one contextual understanding, third one subjectivity and reflexivity, fourth one small and purposive sampling, fifth one in-depth data collection, last one iterative data analysis. Then we are discussed for shortly for what is mean by the exploratory nature. The qualitative research often begins with an open-ended approach to allow for the discovery of new insights and patterns. The contextual understandings means it emphasizes understanding phenomena within the social, cultural, historical context as these factors shape individuals and experiences. The third one is subjectivity and reflexivity. The qualitative researchers acknowledges the influences of their own perspective and biases and often engage in reflexivity to critically examine the role in shaping the research process and the outcomes. Then a small and purposive sampling, rather than aiming for a large representative samples, qualitative research often involves selecting a participants who can provide rich and a diverse information relevant to the research question. Then in-depth data collections, a researcher spend a considerable time with the participants, collecting detailed and nuanced data, often through open-ended interviews or observation analysis of text. Then iterative data analysis,
Then qualitative analysis involves coding. Then for qualitative
instead of coding, categorizing, and interpreting data to identify patterns, themes, and relationships. This process is often iterative, with researchers revisiting and refining their analysis as a new insights emerge. These are all qualitative research design. Then another one for we are going to discuss. Then the top 12 best practices of qualitative
design. Then first one for the clearly defined
research question. Second one, use of theoretical framework. Third one, select an appropriate research design. Another one, use the rigorous sampling techniques. Then another one for establish trustworthiness and credibility. Next one for maintain reflexivity. Another one, plan and conduct ethical research. Another one for use clear and consistent data collection method, maintain detailed documentations, engage in iterative data analysis, ensure researchers' independence and objectivity, the communicate finding effectively. The 12 best practices behind using the research design. So already we have discussed clearly what is my clear defined research question, use the theoretical framework, select an appropriate research design, use rigorous sampling techniques, establish trustworthiness and credibility, maintain reflexivity, plan and conduct ethical research, use clear and consistent data collection method, maintain detailed documentations, engage in iterative data analysis, ensure researcher independence and objectivity, communicate findings effectively. Then next one we are going to discuss quantitative research. Till now we have discussed qualitative research. Hereafter we are going to discuss quantitative research. So the quantitative research means the numerical data to uncover trends, the calculate averages, evaluate relationship, and derive the overarching insights. Then it's used to various fields, including the natural and social sciences. The quantitative data analysis they employ statistical techniques for processing and interpreting numerical data. The qualitative research is systematic investigation of phenomena by gathering a quantifiable data, then performing statistical, mathematical, or computational techniques. The quantitative research collect a statistically significant information from existing and a potential customer. The, it uses a sampling methods and sending out online surveys, online polls, and questionnaire we are using for the quantitative research. So the quantitative research, then we are using the methods of these are all. Then one for objectivity, second one for the structural approach, third one numerical data, fourth one large sample size, fifth one then generalizability, the standardizer of data, the precisions, the statistical analysis, the replications, deductive reasoning. These are all for a quantitative research. So the key characteristics, these are the characteristics of a quantitative research. The first characteristics for the objectivity. The quantitative research is grounded in the principles of objectivity and empirisms, which means that a researcher is focused on observable and measurable phenomena rather than their personal opinion or experiences. The second one for a structural approach, a quantitative research follow a structural and a systematic approach to data collection and analyze using a clear defined variables, hypotheses, and research questions. The numerical data, the quantitative research uses the numerical data to describe and analyze the phenomena under study, such as statistical analysis, surveys, and the experiments. Then the large sample size, the quantitative also the large. The quantitative research often involves a large sample size to ensure statistical significance and to generalize finding to a large population, not a small size of population. Then standardized data collection. The quantitative research typically involves standardized data collection method such as surveys or experiments to minimize the potential resources of bias and increases reliability. Then next one, another one for a deductive reasoning. Then another one precisions. Then the quantitative research aims to be precise in its measurement and analysis of data. It seeks to quantify and measure the specific aspects of a phenomenon being studied. For a precision, the statistical analysis, a quantitative research, involves a statistical analysis to analyze the data and test the research hypotheses, often using a software programs to assist with data analysis. Then the replications, the quantitative research emphasizes the importance of replication, whether other researchers can reproduce the study methods and obtain a similar results. Then another deductive reasoning, then the quantitative research uses the deductive reasoning where the researcher tests and a specific hypothesis is based on prior knowledge and theory. Then another one for the finally the discussion of the quantitative research, the characteristics. Then another one for the quantitative research design. Already we have discussed for qualitative research design. Now we are going to discuss the quantitative research design. The quantitative research design, we are going to discuss for first one the research question, second one variable, third one hypothesis, fourth one sampling, fifth one data collection, sixth one data analysis, last one result and the conclusion. The same for, but the method is differ. The research, first one for the research question, the researchers formulate a clear and a specific question that can be answered through the quantitative research. The question should be a measurable and objectives, very, very important. Second one for the variables, the researchers identify and he defines the variables relevant to the research questions. Then research variables or attributes or characteristics that can be measured or observed. They can be identical, a variable, the independent variables, then sometimes for factors that are manipulated, controlled, or a dependent variable, independent variable or dependent variable, whatever may be, we are going to choosing that. The hypothesis says the researchers develop one or more hypotheses based on the research question. Hypotheses are verifiable statements that make a predictions about the association between variables. Then under one sampling, the researchers determines the target population and select a representative sample from that population. The sample should be large enough to provide statistically significant results and should be chosen using appropriate sampling techniques. Then data collection, the quantitative research designs relies on the collection of numerical data. This can be done through various methods such as the survey, experiments, quantitative observations, or secondary data analysis. The standardized instrument such as a questionnaires or scales are often used to ensure the consistency and the reliability. The data collection, the data analysis, the collected data is analyzed using statistical methods and the techniques. The descriptive statistics are used to summarize and describe the data, while inferential statistical are used to draw a conclusions and make a generalizations about the population based on the sample data. The final result and conclusion, the researcher interprets the findings and draw a conclusion based on the analysis. The results of the typical presented in the form of tables, graphs, or statistical measures such as mean, correlation, regression, coefficient, some other statistical tools we are using that the result and the conclusion purpose. Then these are all for a quantitative research design methods. Another one for we are going to discuss the quantitative research design process. The quantitative research design process we are classifying in 10 steps. One for identify the research problem. Second one, review existing literature. Third one, determine research design. Fourth one, define variables and hypotheses. Fifth one, determine sampling strategy. Sixth one, select data collection methods. Seventh one, collect data. Eighth one, analyze data. Ninth one, interpret result. Tenth one, for communicate the findings. Then first one, the identifying the research problem. The first step, they clearly define the research problem, the objectives, determine the research question and objectives that you want to address through your quantitative research study. Ensure that your research question is specific, measurable, or aligned with your research goals. The second one of the review existing literature, conduct a comprehensive review of existing literature and research on the topic. This helps you understand the current state of knowledge, identify gaps in the literature, and inform your research design. Then it also helps in selecting appropriate variables and developing the hypotheses. Third one of determine research design based on your research questions and objectives. Determine the approach research design. Decide whether the experimental or quasi-experimental correlation or another design would best suit for your research goals. Consider factors such as feasibility, the ethical consideration, and the resources available. The fourth one now, the define the variables of hypotheses. Identify the variables that are pertinent to your research questions. Clearly defined such a variable and its operational defines should be how to will be measured the observations. Develop a hypothesis that state the expected relationship between variables based on existing theory or prior research. The fifth one for determine sampling strategy. Define the target population of your study and determine the sampling strategy. Decide on the sample size and the sampling method. The example for random sampling or certified sampling, convenient sampling, whatever it may be. They ensure that your sample is representative of the population you want to generalize your findings to. Then sixth one is select data collection method. Choose appropriate data collection method to gather data through quantitative research. This can be include survey, experiment, observation, or secondary data analysis. Develop or select a validated instruments. Instruments mean the questionnaire or scales for data collection. Perform a pilot test. The pilot study very important for the data collection. The pilot test on the instrument to ensure that the reliability and the validity. The reliability and the validity we are find out through for a pilot test. Then another one, collect data. Implement the collect data. Implement your data collection plan. Administer surveys. Conduct experiments. Observe participants or exact data from existing resources. They ensure proper data management and organization to maintain accuracy and integrity. Consider ethical considerations and obtain necessary permissions or approvals. Very important for your data collection. The analyzed data, The perform data analysis using appropriate statistical techniques depending on your research design and data characteristics. Update descriptive statistics. Update descriptive statistics we know very well. Then mean or frequencies we are utilizing. And the inferential statistics we are using that the t test, AF test, ANOVA, regression analysis. These are all to analyze the relationship, test a hypothesis, and draw a conclusion. Use statistical software for a efficient and accurate analysis. Example for we are using for analysis for SPSS. They interpret result. They interpret the findings of your data analysis. They examine a statistical outputs, identifying a significant relationship or patterns, and relate them to your research questions and hypotheses. They consider the limitations of your study and address any unexpected and contradictory result. The finally for a communicate findings, the prepare a research report or manuscript, the summarize your research processes, findings and conclusion, present your result in a clear and understandable manner using appropriate visualization. Example for a table format or graph, you got to use your preparation of manual script. Then consider disseminating your findings through academic publications, conferences, and other appropriate channels. These are all the process of the quantitative research design. The next one we are going to discuss types of quantitative research design. Then first one for the experimental design, quasi-experimental design, survey design, correlational design, then longitudinal design, cross-sectional design, ex post facto design. First one, experimental design. The experimental designs involve the manipulation of an independent variable to observe its effect on a dependent variable while controlling for other variables. Participants are typically randomly assigned to different groups, such as a control group and one or more experimental groups, to compare the outcomes. This approach enables the establishment of cause and effect relationship. Then quasi-experimental design. The quasi-experimental design exhibits a similarities to experimental design, yet it lacks of a random assignment of participants to groups. The researcher takes advantage of natural occurring groups of pre-existing conditions to compare the effect of a independent variable on a dependent variable. The survey design. The survey design involves collecting data through questionnaires or interview administered to a sample of participants. Then the correlational design. The correlational design to investigate the association between two or more variables without engaging their manipulations. Then longitudinal design. Then longitudinal designs involve collecting data from a same individual or a group over extended period. The cross-sectional design. The cross-sectional designs collect data from a specific population at a single point of time. We are using the cross-sectional design. The ex post facto design involves studying the effect of an independent variable that is beyond the researcher control. We are using ex post facto design, but mostly this kind of the activities we are not able to involve. Then another one for the types of quantitative data. The first one for a counter, measurement of physical objects, sensory calculation, projection of data, quantifying of qualitative entities. The counter means a counter equated with the entities. For example, for a number of people downloading particular application from the app, we are going to know that the measurement of physical objects means then the example for HR executives, they carefully measure the size of each the cubicle assigned to the newly joined employee. These are the sensory calculation, the mechanism to naturally sense the measured, the parameters to create a constant source of information. The projection of data means then the future data, the projection can be made using algorithm or arithmetic analysis tools. Then another for a quantification. The quantification of qualitative entities means identifying numbers of qualitative informations. These are a types of quantitative data, then another one for the analysis method. So the analysis method for first one for the class tabulation, trend analysis, max differentiate analysis, then then conjoint analysis, the turf analysis, gap analysis, SWOT analysis. These are all for the analysis method of quantitative data. Then the class tabulation means the mostly widely used the quantitative data analysis method. The trend analysis means statistical analysis method that provide the ability to look the quantitative data. Mixed diff analysis means the quantitative data analysis method that is used to the get a customer preferences for a purchase purpose. Then another one for the conjoint analysis mean like the above the conjoint analysis is a similar quantitative data analysis method that analyze parameters of a purchasing decision. Turf analysis means the total, the unduplicated research, the basic frequency analysis, that is a DERF analysis, is a quantitative data analysis methodology. The gap analysis using the side by side, then a matrix to detect a data that helps that. The SWOT analysis means a quantitative data analysis, the method that assigned a numerical values. They indicate the strength, the weakness, opposite threats of the data. The text analysis means the text, and the T means a text analysis finally for the advanced statistical methods that where they using the observation models. Then these are all the quantitative data for analysis method. Then finally, I would like to thank the management of SRM Institute of Science and Technology, Ramapuram campus. And I like to thank all the participant, coordinator, head of the department, dean for providing the wonderful opportunity to participate the today seminar session. Thanks to one and all. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir. That was a wonderful session, wonderful explanation. We
Thank you,
got
ma'am.
a
Thank you.
clarity. We got a clarity about both qualitative and quantitative research and their types and methods. Really wonderful presentation, sir. Very patiently, you have explained each and everything clearly to us.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much, ma'am. It's my pleasure. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Sir,
Thank you all the participants, man. Because of 1 hour listening is not possible. But now most of them listening up to 1 hour means we are happily say thanks to all the participants first, ma'am.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. True, sir. True, sir. And for the participants, I have posted a feedback link. Kindly fill it up. And let us move on to vote of thanks, huh, Asisha?
Thank you, sir. Your prose and insights are truly illuminating. Gratitude can transform common days into thanksgiving, turn routine jobs into joy, and change ordinary opportunities into blessings. I request Pratiksha Ma'am to propose the word of thanks.
Thank our HOD ma'am, Dr. Chitra Srinivasan ma'am, VP Admin and Academic sir and our Dean sir for their support in organizing this interesting 3 weeks research methodology course. And finally, I thank all faculties for with their involvement in this session is a grand success. Once again, I thank you all for your presence and your dedication today. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you
Thank you,
so
ma'am.
much, sir.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Shall we wind up, ma'am?
Ah, yes, sir. We shall wind up now.
Yes.
Ah, yes, sir.